Hello friends, welcome to WiFiStudy.com, one-stop destination for all your competitive exams. Today we present Current Affairs 2016, August first week in English. You can take it as 1st August to 7th of August. Okay friends, so if you want to prepare for your exam by the application in your phone, you can download our Wi-Fi app, that is Wi-Fi Study app from the Google Play. This will definitely help you to succeed in exam. And if you have any queries or you want to have some doubts, please email us at support@wifistudy.com. So today we are going to present you the first week of August current affairs section. So let's start from the first international section, then we'll go to the national, then we'll go to the trade and economy, then to sports and so on. So let's start it from the international section. And this is another important news for you, all of you guys. If you want to order a current affairs magazine in a hard copy format at your home, you can order it in just 90 rupees, including the delivery charges. You can see here there is already 1000 and more than 1000 orders already placed by the students. So you can get a 3-month magazine. It's important. You have to prepare for current affairs section for every exam, and there is a facility for you for hard copy format also. So you can order of any one of the 3 months, like January, Feb, March, or April, May, June, and so on. So let's start from the international news. This is the first international news, that is the first news which happened in the last week of the August. In the last week of the August, that is from 1st to 7th August, we'll cover all the news from international to national. So this is the first international news. First is, what is the name of the first indigenous satellite launched by the China for mobile telecommunication? Just have a look. This is the first indigenous satellite. Okay, indigenous the meaning of the indigenous is that it is made in the country without the help of the another nation. Okay, self-made satellite launched by the China for mobile communication. It is not for the navigation, or it is not for the some other thing. It is for the mobile telecommunication. It is the first indigenous satellite launched by the China for mobile telecommunication. Okay, the options are: first Taitong 01, second Xiong 01, third Tipianag 01, D Xin Yapang 01, and E is none of these. So let's go to the news section first. Then from that we will take out the answer and we will discuss about the answer. Okay, I'll tell you some more information regarding this news from the India that will be helpful for you in exam. Okay, so China successfully launched the first satellite for mobile telecommunication. China has successfully launched the first Tiatong satellite. You will get the answer from this. Look, first Tiatong satellite for mobile telecommunication as Southern West China's Xi'an Satellite Launch Center with a long March 3 carrier rocket. The name of the rocket is Carrier rocket is Long March. Okay, it is the first satellite of China, homemade satellite. As I told you, indigenous. The meaning of indigenous is this: homemade satellite, mobile telecom satellite, and a key part of the country's space information infrastructure. Okay, the answer is first A. That is Tiatong 01. Okay, this is the name of the mobile telecommunication satellite. We in India, there is another news which happened in few months back. We indigenously made one IRNSS satellite, National Regional Navigation Satellite System. This is first India's regional navigation satellite. Okay, it is first India's indigenous navigational satellite. India launched this satellite. The name of this satellite is Navik. Okay, Navik. So we placed 7 satellites in the space and 2 as a standby on ground for the more clarified vision of the navigation for the help of the airport authority and for the commercial and the public use. So this is a navigational satellite that we launched, and this is a mobile telecommunication satellite. The use of the two satellites are different, but it is first of their kind, and this IRNSS is of first our kind. Okay, so let's go to the another news. Which state has initiated to promote its state tourism by taxis in Dubai? Okay, right now we are going for the international news. So there is one news which collaborate both the national and international use. Okay, which state has initiated to promote its state tourism? They want to promote its state tourism by taxis in Dubai. They are using taxis. Look at here. They are using taxis for their promotion, tourism promotion. The options are Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, D Kerala, and E Assam. Okay, let's go to the new section. Taxis in Dubai to promote Kerala tourism. Okay, you get answer from this place. From Kerala. So Kerala is a state who is trying to promote its state tourism by taxis in Dubai, by posting posters on the taxis. Look at it. This is a way to promote their tourism. So Kerala Tourism has rolled out a promotional campaign in Dubai targeting Arab travelers and showcasing the state backwaters and waterfalls on the taxis, playing in the bustling metropolis with the onset of the outbound tourism section in the Middle East. The campaign, inspired by the previously highly successful branding efforts on London taxis and the Mumbai Metro, will run till August 15. Okay, so they are inspired. So they are inspired by the previously highly successful branding. Okay, previously it happened on the London taxis and the Mumbai metros. So they tried in. Right now they are trying on Dubai taxis. Okay, this is a way to promote their tourism. So the most probably the questions may be asked from this way. The name of the state, or the another way is the previously they are inspired by the which city for the promotion, that is the London and the Mumbai metro. That's it. This is the only possible two questions that can be framed by this news. Okay, so let's go to another one. Recently, in which country the Indian Kathakali dance troupe for the first time? Indian Kathakali. The first important is the Kathakali. Okay, it is one of the form of the Indian classical dances. Sangeet Natak Academy. As I told you in our previously made video of the religious dances of the India, how to all the information related to the classical and the folk dances. I told you how to learn all the classical name of the classical dances of India with their states. So first the question can be framed is the Kathakali belong to the which state? Okay, so this is a classical dance form which is from the Kerala. Okay, Kathakali belong to the Kerala. Another classical dance form, Mohiniyattam, is also belong to the Kerala. Okay, so you need to remember these two names, that Kathakali belongs to the Kerala. Let's come to the new section. Recently, in which country Indian Kathakali dance troupe for the first time? Okay, options are Egypt, Japan, England, Brazil, and East South Africa. So let's go to the new section. Kathakali dance troupe in Egypt for the first time. Okay, so you get answer from this place. Egypt. Kathakali dance first executed in Egypt for the first time. The 9-member Kathakali dance troupe has performed first time in Egypt. The Kathakali dance troupe was a part of the 14th summer festival organized by the Bibliotheca Alexandrina. Okay, so it is one of the summer festivals where Kathakali performed. So the answer is A, Egypt. Okay, the first time Egyptian people get to know about the Kathakali dance. Okay, and that this dance belongs to the Kerala in India. Now national. This is all from the international section. What happened across the globe last week? And now let's go to the national section. Run for Rio held in which city? Okay, last week we saw that there is a one ran for the Rio. Right now in Rio Olympic is going on. So okay, so there is a run for the Rio held in which city? Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, New Delhi, and E, none of these. So let's go to new section. PM Modi flags of Run for Rio. Okay, this is a program to inspire or to motivate our athlete or the Olympian to participate in the Rio and to perform good in the Rio. Okay, so this is one of the program made by the central government or the PM Modi to motivate our athlete, our sports person. Okay, so PM Narendra Modi has flagged off the Run for Rio event in the New Delhi. Okay, New Delhi, to celebrate the Olympic good in the country. The mass run was announced by the Sports Minister Vijay Goyal at the press conference. Okay, right now the Sports Minister of India is Vijay Goyal. You need to remember this, and the Run for Rio, this race held in the New Delhi. Okay, so answer is New Delhi. Suresh Prabhu flag of Agartala Delhi train, Tripura Sundari Express. The name of the train is Tripura Sundari Express. Okay, So you need to remember that there is a one train which is flagged off from the Delhi to Agartala. Agartala means Tripura. Agartala is the capital of Tripura. So train Tripura Sundari. The name of the train is Tripura Sundari Express. Railway Minister Suresh Prabhu has flagged off maiden broad gauge train. This is the first maiden broad gauge train. Till before this, only the meter gauge train. You need to remember. You need to know about the difference between the meter gauge train and the broad gauge train. The breadth of the meter gauge track is 1.0 meter, okay, and the broad gauge 1.676 meter. This is the difference between the two gauge train, okay. So this is a meter gauge, this is a broad gauge. The width of the track is 1.0 meter of the meter gauge train, and the width of the broad gauge is 1.676 meter. Okay, this is the information. This will not help you in exam, but I'll tell you some other information which can be which is beneficial for your knowledge at least. Okay, so you don't need to remember for the exam point of view what is the difference between the meter gauge and the broad gauge, but I tell you just for your information. Okay, so from exam point of view, you need to remember that there is a train name from Delhi to Agartala. That is the name of the train is Tripura Sundari Express. Okay. You will get the 4 options if somebody asks in an exam that what is the name of the train which is flagged off from Delhi to Agartala first time on the meter broad gauge train. Okay, and there are 4 options like Tripura, Brahmaputra Express and some other names. And you need to remember that the name of the train is Tripura Sundari Express. Okay. So let's go to another news. With which country the Andhra Pradesh government has signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU? That is the full form of MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, to develop the food chain value in the state. Okay, Andhra Pradesh want to develop the food value chain in the state. They signed a MOU with another country. What is the name of that country? Options are Germany, Japan, England, America, China. So if we go for the news section, Andhra Pradesh signed MOU with Japan. You get an answer from this place, Japan. They signed a MOU with Japan to develop food value chain. Okay, so Andhra Pradesh government has signed a MOU with Japan to develop the food value chain in the state. Under the MOU, Japan Ministry of Agriculture, Forest and Fisheries will encourage direct investment by Japanese companies in the field of agriculture and food retail industry in the Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So Andhra Pradesh signed an MOU with Japan. The only question that can be framed from this part of the section is name of the country. Okay, or they can ask in which Indian state there is a MOU signed for the food value chain in the state. So then answer is Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh recently signed a MOU with the Japan. Another question: which country will host international summit on tobacco control in 2016? The options are France, Germany, China, India and Japan. Okay, so international summit on tobacco control. Look friends, this is a very important news because the tobacco became a major cause all over the nation, all over the world for the death of the human beings. So this is an important question, like every nation want to ban tobacco or they want to reduce the death because of the tobacco. So this is a summit which is hosted by some country in 2016. You need to remember the name of the country. Okay, let's go to the news section. India hosts the International Summit on Tobacco Control. Okay, so India is the country which is hosting this summit in 2016. Okay, the answer is India. Then answer is India. D. India is going to host a crucial global summit in November to eliminate the illicit trade of tobacco products. The summit is scheduled for November 17 to 12 at the Indian Exposition Mart in Noida. In this summit, delegates from 180 countries will take part. Okay, you can understand the importance of this, like from the delegates from 180 countries will participate in this summit. Okay, so from this you can understand the importance of this tobacco control summit. So you need to remember this will happen in India in 2016. Next, recently which Indian state has started the initiative to recruit transgenders as jail wardens? Okay, so this is another important news that you need to remember. This is the first Indian state who initiated to recruit transgenders as a jail wardens? The options are Odisha, West Bengal, Sikkim, Gujarat, Maharashtra. So, Odisha government to recruit transgenders as the jail wardens. The answer is this, Odisha. Odisha is the first state to recruit transgenders as jail wardens. So the Odisha government decided to recruit members of the transgender community persons as warden jail of the state as per the directive of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court direct the state to provide a job to the transgenders as jail wardens. The Home Department has issued instructions to the Odisha Subordinate Staff Selection Commission to include the gender category. Okay. So Odisha is the answer of this question, and it is an important question. Like transgenders, they are slowly getting their rights, and for their livelihood, they are getting a jobs. Okay. Recently, which state assembly has passed a resolution to rename its High Court? It's another important news which was in newspapers last week. Frequently, okay, frequently. So then options are Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, and none of these. So you need to remember the name of the state which passed a resolution to rename its High Court. Okay, they want to rename its High Court. So resolution for the renaming of the Madras High Court passed. So Madras is the answer. So then it's Tamil Nadu. The answer is Tamil Nadu. The capital of the Tamil Nadu is Chennai. And the previous name of the Chennai was Madras. The name changed in 1996 from Madras to Chennai. But the name of the High Court didn't change at that time. So they filed a complaint, they filed a PIL to change the name of the High Court from Madras High Court to Tamil Nadu High Court. Okay. So the news is Tamil Nadu Assembly has passed a unanimous resolution that the Madras High Court be renamed as Tamil Nadu High Court, not as High Court of Chennai as proposed by the centre. Centre proposed the name High Court of Chennai, but the Tamil Nadu want to change that name as Tamil Nadu High Court. Okay, the bill was introduced in Lok Sabha by the Minister of the Law and Justice, Ravi Shankar Prasad. Ravi Shankar Prasad is right now the Law and Justice Minister of India, with aim to modify the name of the High Court of Bombay, Calcutta, Madras. Okay, Bombay, the High Court of Mumbai is also right now the name of the Maharashtra. One of the High Court is Bombay High Court. The name changed from Bombay to Mumbai. Okay, a few years back, but the name of the High Court didn't change. So they filed a bill to change these names. Okay, so the answer is Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu want to change its High Court name. Which city will host WEF India Economic Summit 2016? Another important news for exam point of view. WEF, that is World Economic Forum. Okay, that is New Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, Kolkata. The options are these. The WEF Indian Economic Summit held in Delhi. Okay, Delhi. The answer is Delhi. Okay, the WEF World Economic Forum Summit will held in 2016 held in New Delhi. Okay, will hosted by the Delhi. So the news is World Economic Forum will host its annual India Economic Summit on October in New Delhi, which would be attended by over 500 business and political leaders, including top policymakers and CEOs. Including top policymakers, as you can understand the importance of this news, as the top policymakers and the CEO of the international companies will participate in this. 500 businesses and political leaders will come over there and will discuss about the economy of the nation or world. This year meeting will be conveyed under the theme. You need to also remember the name of the theme. This is important for the UPSC exam. If you are preparing for some another exam, the theme is not important. But if you are preparing for UPSC exam, then you need to understand the importance of the theme. As I told you in our previous video also, in our important days video also, that you always need to remember the theme of the summit or the international days. Okay, the theme of this is fostering an inclusive India through digital transformation. Fostering an inclusive India through digital transformation is the theme of the World Economic Forum which will be hosted by the India in New Delhi on October 6th and 7th. Next, which state has recently cleared a proposal to rename the state? Okay, they proposed a file. Another important question: which state has recently cleared a proposal to rename its state? They want to rename their state name. This is very rare news, which like the another state don't want to change their name. They want to separate. They want to create two states from one state. That bill are proposed by many states in the center, like Rajasthan, UP, and some another states also. But they don't want to change the name. Okay, so this is a news of a state which recently cleared a proposal to rename the name of the state. Okay, the options are Odisha, West Bengal, Sikkim, Gujarat, Maharashtra. Let's go to the news section. West Bengal cabinet cleared proposal to rename the state as Bengal. They want to remove West. They want to remove West from the Bengal. Okay, so West Bengal cleared proposal to rename the state names. Okay, so the answer is West Bengal. B. The West Bengal cabinet cleared a proposal to rename the state as Bengal in English and Bango or Bangla in Bengali. Later it will be sent to the union government for approval by the parliament, as changing of the name will require its approval. They need to approval from the central government or the parliament for change of their name. So they send this bill to the union government for approval by the parliament. Okay, they need the approval from the parliament for changing their name. And this news came because of there was a one meeting in Delhi, where every CM need to introduce their projects or their development to the nation, and the name of the nation and name of the CM will be announced according to the name of their state name alphabetically. So Mamata Banerjee had to wait for 6 hours just because of their name West W. Okay, this is a name. This is the last one of the last word that proposed by that organization for their lecture. Okay, so Mamata Banerjee had to wait 6 hours just because of their W. So they from that time the news came that they want to change their name and they don't want to use W, and they want to start their state name from the B, that is Bengal or Bango or Bangla in Bengali. Okay. Another news: which has become first state to approve sewage and wastewater policy. Okay, another important news: that first state to approve sewage and wastewater policy. This is the first state which has approved a sewage and wastewater policy. I mean, they made a proper implementation or the proper policy for the sewage and the wastewater. The name of the states are Assam, West Maharashtra, Punjab, Rajasthan, and none of these. So let's go to news section. Rajasthan became first state to approve sewage and wastewater policy. Okay, Rajasthan. The answer is Rajasthan, D. Okay, Rajasthan has become the first state in the country to approve sewage and wastewater policy. It has been approved by the Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje in Jaipur. Jaipur is the capital of the Rajasthan, and they proposed this policy in Jaipur. Under this policy, all district headquarters, heritage cities in the state which have more than 1 lakh population will be included. Okay, the cities which will be included in this project or the policy will be those cities which having a heritage significance or having a population more than 1 lakh. Okay, so Rajasthan is the first state to approve sewage and wastewater policy. Marwa Thermal Power Station is located in which state? Okay, Marwa Thermal Power Station. So you need to remember the name of this and another state name. Where is this power station? This power station was in news in the first week of the August. Okay, so options are Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra. So BHEL commissioned 500 megawatt Marwa Thermal Power Station in Chhattisgarh. So name of the state is Chhattisgarh. Answer is D. Marwa Thermal Power Station is located in Chhattisgarh. Okay. State run Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited BHEL has commissioned the second 500 megawatt thermal unit at the Marwa Thermal Power Station in Jangir, Champa district of Chhattisgarh. Marwa TPS has been set up by the Chhattisgarh State Power Generation Company. Okay, so this thermal power station was in use because BHEL commissioned second thermal power station. Okay, in Jangir district. Okay, so this is another important news, and the most important news from the thermal power station of Chhattisgarh is that Korba. There is a one. You need to also remember this, that there is a one Korba thermal power plant. Okay, this is the highest power plant of Chhattisgarh, having a capacity of 2600 megawatt. Okay. So if somebody asks about the highest capacity of Chhattisgarh thermal power plant is, that is the Korba, and it is the 7th largest in India. 7th largest thermal power plant according to the capacity. Okay, installed capacity. And if you go for the India, there is a one Vidyanchal. Thermal power project in MP. This is India's biggest thermal power project, having a capacity of nearby 5,000 megawatt, 4760 megawatt. Okay, so this is the highest thermal power plant in India, Vidyanchal thermal power plant in MP. Okay. So you need to remember these three names, that is Marwa Thermal Power Station, it is in Chhattisgarh, and you don't need to remember the capacity of the thermal power plant, that you just need to remember is the name of the state where is this thermal power plant located. Okay, so Korba, Marwa and Vidyanchal, you need to remember these three names. Which organization has recently had exhibition in the parliament premises? Okay, another important news. Okay, there is one organization in India which recently organized an exhibition in the parliament premises. This is in news because they organized an exhibition in parliament premises itself. Okay, options are DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, that is DRDO. Second, ISRO. Third, Integrated Coach Factory. Fourth, Indian Ordnance Depot. And E is none of these. So let's go to news section, like LS Speaker, Lok Sabha Speaker. Who's the Lok Sabha Speaker? Sumitra Mahajan. You need to remember the name of the Lok Sabha Speaker. Sumitra Mahajan is the Lok Sabha Speaker right now. Inaugurates DRDO exhibition in the. You can see Sumitra Mahajan in this picture. Okay, she is Lok Sabha Speaker right now. DRDO exhibition in the parliament premises. So DRDO. The answer is DRDO. DRDO organized an exhibition. Okay. So Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan has inaugurated the 3-day Defense Research and Development Organization exhibition in the Parliament premises in the New Delhi. The 3-day long exhibition will showcase numerous state-of-the-art defense technologies, products, systems developed by various DRDO laboratories indigenously. Okay. So DRDO showed their work in that exhibition, what they did in their previous years, about their projects, technologies, about laboratories, or about the project which they made indigenously. Okay, DRDO is one of the reputed Institute of India, Organization of India. Okay. The second National Handloom Day has been observed in the country on which date? In the last week of this, or the first week of August. There is a one day named National Handloom Day, has been observed on which date? So you need to remember the name of that. Okay, options are 5 August, 6 August, 7 August, 8 August and 9 August. So second National Handloom Day has celebrated. The second National Handloom Day has been celebrated all over the country on 7th of August. Okay, so the answer is C. As the first National Handloom Day was celebrated last year, and Honorable Prime Minister was the chief guest in the main event held in Chennai. You also need to remember where is that event held. Okay, so the National Handloom Day was celebrated on 7th August, and the event was held in Chennai. You need to also remember this. But this time the main function was held in Varanasi in the which. Okay, pardon me, and this event was held in Chennai on 7th August 2015. Okay, 2015. The first National Handloom Day was celebrated on 7th August 2015, and the event was held in Chennai. But this year, 2016, the event was held in Varanasi in UP, in which Sant Kabir Award and National Handloom Award was being presented by the Union Textile Minister Smriti Zubin Irani, who was the chief guest on the occasion. Last year, the first Handloom Day was celebrated in Chennai, and the chief guest was PM. And this year, this was observed on this year. The city which hosted this event was Varanasi, and the Smriti Zubin Irani was the chief guest of this occasion. Okay, so you need to remember 7th of August, and 7th of August is observed as National Handloom Day. Which city is going to hold the India International Footwear Fair 2016? This news is not so very important as from exam point of view. I mean, nobody will ask you about the footwear fair and all these fairs, but from the current affairs action, we will include this. Okay. So the options are A. Gangtok, Patna, Jhansi, Lucknow, and E. New Delhi. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley inaugurated India's International Footwear. Okay. This is a fair which is organized in New Delhi, and this year around 263 companies from India and abroad are participating in this event. So the answer is New Delhi. Pragati Maidan, India biggest fair are always what we can say organized in the Pragati Maidan, like Defense Expo, Car Expo, and other footwear fair also organized there. So this is the India International Footwear, which was held in Pragati Maidan, New Delhi. How many cities are covered under Swachh Sarveksha 2016, initiated by the Union government? Okay, so how many cities are covered under the Swachh Sarvekshan 2017? Okay, so this is a program which is launched by the Union government, Swachh Sarvekshan 2016. Okay, so under this, how many cities are covered? This is the question. The options are A 500, B 450, C 400, 600, and 650. So the news is the Naidu, that is the Chandrababu Naidu, Venkaiah Naidu. Venkaiah Naidu launches Swachh Sarvekshan for 500 cities. Okay, the answer is A 500. 500 cities. This mission or this scheme is launched in 500 cities. Okay, and the idea behind this is to make competitive environment within a city, to make the city clean. Okay, this is the second round of survey to cover 500 cities and town, including those with a population of 1 lakh and above. Besides capital town with less than 1 lakh population and town known for heritage, tourism, and hilly location. Okay, from the cleanness point of view, from the last 2 years, Mysore, a city in Bangalore, a city in Karnataka, won the first prize in the cleanness campaign launched by the Union government. So this is another campaign launched by the Union government named Swachh Sarvekshan. Recently, the transit campus of IIT was opened in which state? This is another question from the first week of the August. Recently, which transit campus of IIT? There is one IIT campus which provide transit facilities. Okay, and this is the first of its kind. So the options are A. Kerala, second Tamil Nadu, C. Jharkhand, D. Assam, and E. Jammu and Kashmir. So the news is Javadekar our Union Minister, Human Resource and Development Minister, okay, HRD Minister, Prakash Javadekar has inaugurated transit campus of IIT in Jammu. So the answer is IIT Jammu. Answer is E, Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, this is a state where the transit facility is available in the IIT campus. You can go from one place to another place by the convenience of the government. Okay. So next is trade and banking. So first we covered the international news, then we covered the national news. Now we are going for trade and banking news. Which company has developed SBI new enterprise portal? This is another important news from the trade and banking field. Which company has developed SBI new enterprise portal? Okay, there is a company which developed SBI new enterprise portal. Options are A, Tech Mahindra, B, Wipro, C, Infosys, D, Capgemini, and E, none of these. Okay. So SBI first phase of new enterprise portal goes live. SBI first phase of new enterprise portal goes live, and this is made by the which Tech Mahindra. This portal is developed by the Tech Mahindra. Provide an information. Okay. And what is the aim of this? The portal developed by the IIT firm Tech Mahindra provide an e-platform to register and to prospective intermediaries to interact in a secure, transparent, and paperless manner with the SEBI. I mean, if any company want to interact with the SEBI or want to have some help from the SEBI, they can go for this portal for their help. Okay, this is another news, and they are providing secure, transparent, and paperless information to the another company, and this is SEBI's initiative, and the portal is made by the Tech Mahindra. Which program was launched by the Oracle India in collaboration with the State Bank of India to foster digital skill initiative? Very important news. I mean, this news is important because there is a one international company involved. There is a one India, the biggest India, the largest India bank included, and there is one of the initiative of the government included. Okay, so this is important because this is a news collaborate from the three sections. Okay, so the options are A, I change, B, D change, O change, S change, and OS change. Okay, so Oracle India joined SBI to foster digital skill initiative. Global software major, there is a one. This Oracle is a software company. Okay, so global software major Oracle India has announced a corporate citizenship collaboration with the SBI and launched the D Change program. The name is D Change program. The D comes from the Digital Skill Initiative. Okay, it will support education and learning, women empowerment, and rural skill development in the country. Okay, so this is a very good news as far as Digital Skill India or Digital India campaigning. This will provide support. Education and learning, women empowerment, and rural skill development in the country. Okay, so the name is D Change. Which portal has been launched by RBI to curb illegal collection of deposits? Okay, recently RBI launched a portal to curb illegal collection of deposits. Okay, the options are A, Savdhan, B, Sachet, D, C, Ankush, and D, Nigrani. And E is none of these. Okay, so RBI launched a new website, Sachet. Sachet is the name of that portal. So the answer is B, Sachet, to curb illegal collection of deposits. The RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan has launched Sachet, www.sachet.rbi.org in a web portal to curb illegal collection of deposits. Okay. And what is the motive behind this is to provide is the member of the public would be able to obtain information regarding entities that are allowed to accept deposit, log complaints, and also share information regarding illegal acceptance of deposit by the unscrupulous entities. Okay, so this will definitely help to curb illegal collection of deposits, and the name of the portal is Sachet. Which committee has been established by RBI on household finance? Okay, recently a committee is established by the RBI on household finance. They need to collect the data related to the household expenses. Okay, the options are A. Tarun Ramodarai Committee, second Madhukar Gupta, D. Damodar Committee, D. Ashok Pillai Committee, and E. None of these. So the news is RBI has set up a committee to look at the various facets of the household finance in India and to benchmark India position both the peer countries and advanced countries between the peer countries and the advanced countries. The committee will be chaired by the Tarun Ramadorai, professor of the Financial Economics University of Oxford, and will have representation from the financial sector regulator, namely SEBI, IRDRA, PEFTA, and RBI. Okay, the answer is Tarun Ramadorai is the answer. Okay, the name of the head of the committee made by the RBI on household finances, Tarun Ramodarai Committee. RBI imposes penalty on two cooperative bank of Chhattisgarh. So this news is not from the exam, not important from the exam point of view, as the RBI recently imposes penalty on many banks. Okay, this is the Bank of Chhattisgarh, not the single bank. So like Bank of Baroda, they impose a penalty on Bank of Baroda, Allahabad Bank, and so many other banks. So this is not so many important from your exam point of view. Okay. The age criteria of credit life insurance scheme launched by Corporation Bank Group is recently there is an age criteria fixed by the credit life insurance scheme launched by the Corporation Bank. Corporation Bank recently announced this scheme, and the age criteria for this scheme is option A 15 to 40 years, B 18 to 65 years, 21 to 50 years, 18 to 60 years, 25 to 65 years. So Corporation Bank launches group credit life insurance scheme. Okay, the scheme is available to customers in the age group of 18 to 60 years who has taken term loan from the bank. Okay, so this scheme is useful for the people who are in between the age of 18 to 65 years, 18 to 60 years. So the answer is D. So let's go to another question. That is the inflation target fixed by the union government for the next 5 years till 2021 is. This news is very important from exam point of view as far as banking exam concerned. Okay, if you are appearing for the banking exam like IBPS and some other exam, SBI, this information is very important. The union government has recently fixed an inflation target that they don't want to increase inflation rate for next 5 years till 2021. Okay, so you need to give the rate, you need to learn the percentage, okay, of the inflation target. The options are A 3.5, B 4%, C 5%, D 5.5, and E 6%. So union government fixes an inflation target of 4% for 5 years. So they imposed an inflation target as 4%. So answer is B. Okay. So answer is B. For the next 5 years under the monetary policy framework agreement with the Reserve Bank. The union government has set an inflation target of 4% for next 5 years. For the next 5 years under the monetary policy framework agreement with the Reserve Bank. In this regard, union government will soon set up monetary policy committee to adhere to the target till March 31st, 2021. So this is a very good initiative taken by the union government to fix the inflation rate, and you need to know about the inflation also. What is inflation? Okay. What is inflation? If there is a sustained increase in the general level of prices for goods and services, if there is a increase in the prices of general goods and services, okay, goods and services, then that thing is known as the inflation. Like even inflation, you need to pay more money for small good. I mean, if you want to buy some small thing in the market, you need to carry large amount of money. Okay, so you need to give a large price for general things and services. That is known as the inflation. Okay, that is the basic definition of the inflation. Sustained increase in the general level of prices for goods and services. Okay. So they imposed a fixed rate till 2021, that is 4%. In which city the first global development hub is launched by the Apple and IBM? This is another important news from the trade and banking sector, as the first global development hub First global development hub launched by Apple and IBM, two one of the biggest companies of the world. They launched a first global development hub. So the cities are Secunderabad, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Chennai, and none of these. Okay. So IBM in partnership with Apple has launched a new global development hub at the Mayanta Tech Park, Bengaluru. Bengaluru is the name of the city where Apple and IBM launched this project. Okay, so the answer is C. Answer is C. Then the aim of this is the hub mainly aim to help the clients in India to complete global mobility process platform. So this will help client in India to complete digital mobility process platform to complete digital mobility. I mean, if any company has a global target to provide their services, then this platform will help them to complete their requirement. Okay. Which Indian state has signed a MOU with ISRO for Water Resource Information System? Another important news, as one state recently signed a MOU with the ISRO for water resources information. Okay, they want water resource information from the ISRO with the help of the ISRO satellite. So the options are Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Gujarat, Telangana, Maharashtra. Let's go to news section. Telangana signed MOU with the ISRO for water resource information system. Telangana. What is the capital of the Telangana? Hyderabad. Okay, Hyderabad is the capital of Telangana, and they signed a MOU with the ISRO for water resource, as there is a scarcity of the water in that region because of the less rainfall. So they want the information from the ISRO for water resources. Okay, and the name of this web portal is Bhuvan. Okay, Telangana Irrigation Department has signed a MOU with the ISRO for a Telangana water resource information system named as Bhuvan web portal. MOU was linked in the presence of Irrigation Minister Harish Rao and ISRO chairperson. You need to remember the name of the ISRO chairperson also. Okay, so the name of that ISRO chairperson is right now is Kiran Kumar. Kiran Kumar is the chairperson of the ISRO. Okay. Then appointments. Which committee is formed for exploring possible alternative to the pellet gun? This is the important news, as from the past 1 month there is an emergency, or there is there is not an emergency, there is a curfew. There is a curfew over there in the Jammu and Kashmir region. You can't call that as an emergency, but there is a curfew going on there. So because of that, the Jammu and Kashmir, the Srinagar area is in news frequently in the newspaper, and there is a few deaths because of the pellet gun used there to handle the persons which are violating the laws over there. Okay, so because of that, union minister or union government made a committee for exploring possible alternatives. They want an alternative to the pellet guns. Okay, so the options are Mathur committee, KV Kamath committee, TVSN Prasad committee, and Mangalam committee, and in none of these. So TVSN Prasad committee found for exploring possible alternatives to the pellet guns. Okay, TVSN Prasad committee. So answer is C. Okay, so Home Minister Rajnath Singh on July 26, 2016 constituted 7-member expert committee for exploring possible alternatives to pellet guns as non-lethal weapons. The committee will be chaired by Joint Secretary Prasad. It will be asked to submit its report within 2 months. Okay, so the answer is TVSN Prasad committee. Will be providing their report within 2 months for alternatives to pellet guns. Yuriko Koike has been elected as the first female governor of which city? This is another news all over the world from the appointment section, as Yuriko Koike, one female has named as a governor of one city. So what is the name of that city? A, Beijing, Tokyo, Toronto, Ottawa, E, none of these. Okay, so Tokyo elects Yuriko Koike as first female governor. So the answer is Tokyo, Japan. First female governor appointed in this city. Okay. elected as a female governor of Tokyo. The capital of Japan, Kyoto, garnered more than 2.9 million votes in the election, defeating her opponent Hilio Masuda and the Sunantro Toruge by the wide margin. Who has been appointed as the new chairperson of Central Board of Direct Taxes, CBDT? The department is CBDT, Central Board of Direct Taxes. Okay, the options are Rani Singh Nayar, A, B, A.K. Mittal, Dineshwar Singh, R.C. Mishra, Poonam Kishore Saxena. So, Rani Nayar has set to new CBDT chairperson. Okay, Senior Indian Revenue Services Officer Rani Singh Nayar is set to appoint the CBDT chairperson. Okay, with incumbent Athulesh Jindal retiring. Nayar, a 1979 batch IRS officer, is presently working as a member in CBDT, and she is appointed as a CBDT chairperson. The name of the chairperson is Rani Nayar. So the answer is A, Rani Nayar. Rani Singh Nayar is appointed as a chairperson of CBDT. Who has been taken over as the additional charge of chairperson of National Dairy Development Board? National Dairy Development Board. Okay, additional charge of chairperson. Okay, this person is handling over the additional charge of chairperson of National NDDB, that is known as the National Dairy and National Dairy Development Board. Options are A. A.K. Sethi, B. Ramesh Sethi, C. Dilip Sethi, D. Nanda Kumar, and E. Vishnu Sharma. So the news is Dilip Rath assumes additional charge as NDDB chairperson. So Dilip Rath, answer is C. Dilip Rath took over as a chairperson of the NDDB after the development of the Personnel and Training Government of India gave him the additional charge of the post under the appointment of a regular incumbent. Okay. So the answer is Dilip Rath is appointed as the additional charge of chairperson of the National Dairy Development Board. Recently, who has been named as the president of the Microsoft India? Another important news from the appointment section, as recently president of Microsoft India changed and another person is selected for that position. The options are A. Prasanna Rangarajan, Aditi Kamala, D. C. Jyoti Seth, D. Anand Maheshwari, E. None of these. So Anand Maheshwari named as the president of Microsoft India. Anand Maheshwari, president of Honeywell India, was named as the president of Microsoft India by the parent company Microsoft Inc. Inc. is the parent company of Microsoft India. And Maheshwari will succeed Bhaskar Pramanik. Okay, Bhaskar Pramanik. So you don't need to remember the name of the previous chairperson, but you need to remember the name of the present Microsoft India president. Okay, Anand Maheshwari. Recently, who has been appointed as secretary to Prime Minister by Cabinet. Cabinet recently appointed as secretary to the Prime Minister. Who is this? So A is Bhaskar Khulbe, Bhaskar Khulbe, B. Mahipal Singh, C. Anand Kumar, D. Pradeep Bhaskar, E. None of these. So Bhaskar Khulbe appointed as a secretary to the Prime Minister. He is a IAS officer of 1983 batch of West Bengal cadre. Okay, he is appointed as a secretary to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He will look after work related to the cabinet secretariat and trust area of the government. So the answer is A. Bhaskar Khulbe. He is the secretary to the Prime Minister. Which state has appointed Achu Tandanam as a head of the administrative reform panel? Okay, so one state has appointed Achyutanandam as a head of the administrative reform panel. The states are Uttar Pradesh, B. Andhra Pradesh, C. Kerala, Gujarat, Maharashtra. So Kerala government approved Achyutanandam head of administrative reform panel. The Kerala cabinet has decided to appoint veteran CPI leader V.S. Achyutanandam as a chairperson of the Kerala Administrative Reform Commission with cabinet rank. Okay. So the answer is C. Kerala. So answer is Kerala. Appoint Achyutanandam as the head of the Administrative Reforms panel. Recently, Pushpa Kumar Dahal has elected as the new Prime Minister of which country? In the last week of the July, we heard about a news from the Nepal that Nepal PM resigned from his post, and the name of that PM Minister was OP Sharma, OP Oli Sharma. Okay, the new Prime Minister of our neighboring countries Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Tibet. You need to remember the name of the neighboring country. Okay, so the Pushpa Kumar Dahal elected as the new Prime Minister of Nepal. As I told you, OP Oli Sharma resigned from his post in the last week of the July. And Pushpa Kumar Dahal elected as the new Prime Minister of Nepal. So Moist Party Pushpa Kumar Dahal, also known as the Prachanda, has been elected as the new Prime Minister of Nepal. The Parliament elected him with 363 in favor and 263 against it. Dahal returned to his post for the second time after a gap of over 7 years. Okay. So the answer is B. Pushpa Kumar is elected as the Prime Minister of Nepal. Who has been appointed as a General Manager (GM) of East Central Railways. Recently, there is an appointment of one General Manager (GM) of one of the departments of the railway, that is East Central Railways. Okay, who is he? So options are A. Rajiv Mishra, B. Ajay Yadav, C. D.K. Gayan, D. Prashant Sharma, and E. None of these. So the news is D.K. Gayan, new GM of East Central Railways, is elected as a new General Manager of East Central Railways. D.K. Gayan has assumed charge of new Central Manager of East Central Railways with headquarters at Hajipur in Bihar. Okay. Earlier, Rajiv Mishra was a GM of East Central Railways. So the answer is D.K. Gayan, C. C is the answer of this question, as he is appointed as the new General Manager of East Central Railways. This news is not so important from the exam point of view, as you see that there are many departments of the railways, and there is a continuous changing nature of the GM in the railway section, railway board or railway department. So this news is not important from the exam point of view. Okay, so you don't need to remember the name of all these general manager of the railway section, central and western headquarter, and all these headquarters. Okay, who has become the first Indian woman member of International Olympic Committee? This is an important news. And recently, one of our very famous chairperson of our Indian company, okay, became the member of the IOC, International Olympic Committee. So options are A. Anju Bobby George, B. P.T. Usha, C. Neeta Ambani, D. Tina Ambani, any none of these. So Neeta Ambani became the first Indian woman member of IOC. The founder and the chairperson of the Reliance Foundation, Neeta Ambani, she is also a philanthropist, and she has a Reliance Foundation. Became the first Indian woman member of the IOC after being elected at the 109 IOC session in Rio. She is the only individual member from India, and her appointment at the world body is until she attains the age of 70. Okay, the important news is that the name of the founder and the chairperson of the Reliance Group, that is Neeta Ambani. Okay, so the answer is C. So then the answer is C. Neeta Ambani became the first Indian woman member of IOC. Who has been appointed as a general manager of Integrated Coach Factory? Appointed as a general manager of Integrated Coach Factory. As I told you before also that this is news is not so very important from your exam point of view, and frequently and in every month there is a change of one of the departments in central government, okay, in railways, in Integrated Coach Factory. So this is a news which is not so many important from your exam point of view. Okay, so let's skip this news. Okay. Recently, who has been appointed as a new Chief Minister of Gujarat? So everyone knows about this, that Anandiben Patel resigned from her post of CM, and she posted her resignation to the party leaders, or to the CM, or to the PM. Okay, so who is the another person who is appointed as a new Chief Minister of Gujarat? A. Vijay Rupani, B. Rakshay Keshav Patel, C. Hiten Patel, D. Hiten Ruparelia, and E. None of these. So let's go to the news section. Vijay Rupani takes oath as Gujarat Chief Minister. Okay, 60-year-old BJP leader Vijay Rupani has sworn in as the Chief Minister of Gujarat at the Mahatma Mandir in Gandhinagar. He was administered the oath of office and secretary by the governor. Okay, you need to remember this. The oath of the CM is administered by the governor of the state. Okay, governor of the state. This question is from the politics section, but you need to remember, while Nitin Patel has sworn as a deputy CM of the state. Okay, so Vijay Rupani is the new CM of the Gujarat, and Nitin Patel is the new deputy CM of the Gujarat. Okay, now awards. Let's go to the awards section. What awards were given across the globe? Who has been awarded with 2016 Pan Yam Translation Fund Grant? This is an award, okay, named Pan Yam Translation Fund Grants. So the options are Anita Gopalan, Sudeep Krishnamachari, C. Ahilya Das, D. Nadim Sen, and E. None of these. Anita Gopalan won 2016 Pan Yam Translation Fund Grant. Translation artist Anita Gopalan. So the answer is Anita Gopalan. A. Anita Gopalan is awarded with the 2016 Pan Yam Translation Fund Grant for her English translation of Hindi novel Simsum by the Geet Chaturvedi. Okay. Okay, so what she did a translation, English translation of Hindi novel named Simsim by the Geet Chaturvedi. Simsim, the lyrical award-winning novel, was first published in 2008. It was recognized for its groundbreaking contribution to contemporary Hindi fiction. So the award is given because she made a great contribution to the contemporary Hindi fiction. Okay, and for her translation of a novel named Simsim. Who has been elected for Rajiv Gandhi Sadbhavna Award? Okay, Rajiv Gandhi Sadbhavna Award. First important question can be framed from this is the date of the Rajiv Gandhi Sadbhavna Day. There is one day named National Sadbhavna Day, and that day is observed on National Sadbhavna Day. That day is observed because of the birth of the Rajiv Gandhi, and that day is observed on 20 August. Okay, 20 August is recognized as the National Sadbhavna Divas or Rajiv Gandhi Divas. Okay, and that day Sadbhavna Award is also known to give. So the options are Devika Chauhan, Sulekha Kumar, Kamini Jadhav, Shubha Mudgal, and E. None of these. So let's go to news section. Shubha Mudgal to be awarded Rajiv Gandhi National Sadbhavna Award. The advisory committee of the RJ National Sadbhavna Award has decided that the 23 Rajiv Gandhi National Sadbhavna Award will be given to the Shubha Mudgal. She is very well known Indian singer of Hindustani classical music, Kahal, Thumri, Dadra, and Indian pop music. Okay, so because of her contribution to the Indian classical music and her she is great known of different music styles. She got this award. Okay, so Shubha Mudgal got this award on 20 August. Get this award on 20 August, but the name is announced in the first week of the August. Okay, so she will get this award on 20 August. Right now she is elected for the Rajiv Gandhi Sadbhavna Award. Okay, now sports. Which country will host Kabaddi World Cup 2016? Very important news from the sports section. As everybody know about that, Kabaddi became one of the leading sports in India from the past 2 years, and the options are A, Iran, Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, none of these. So India to host Kabaddi World Cup in October 2016. Okay, so India will host. As you see, there is a million of viewer of Kabaddi sports in India right now. So the International Kabaddi Organization decided to elect India as a host country for the 2016 Kabaddi World Cup. As you know about this, Kabaddi became a part of Asian Games in the year 1990, and India has won all the gold medals since. All the gold medals in the Asian Cup from 1990, okay, is taken by the India in this sports. The 12 countries will be scheduled to be held and scheduled to be playing this sport in this World Cup. Okay, 12 countries. So this is a very important news. Which team has won Pro Kabaddi Session 4? Pro Kabaddi Session 4. For exam point of view, this news is not so very important as there are first, second, third, fourth session right now held. Okay, so U Mumbai, Jaipur Pink Panthers, Telangana, Telugu Titans and Patna Pirates. So Patna Pirates lift trophy for the second time. Patna Pirates answer D. The final played between the Jaipur Pink Panthers and the Patna Pirates, in which Patna Pirate beat Jaipur Pink Panthers. Okay, so this was a news in the first week of August, but this news is not so many important from the exam point of view. Who has won the 2016 German Grand Prix title of Formula One? Okay, this is also not so many important as there are many different Grand Prix which are in the Formula One. Nearby more than 20 more than 20 Formula One races will be held in 1 year. So you don't need to remember the every country race, okay, like German and then American, then Australian, okay. So in this German Prix, Lewis Hamilton won 2016 German Grand Prix title of Formula One, okay, and he is a driver from the Mercedes team, okay. Who has won men's single title in the 2016 Rogers Cup? This is another important news. This is important news for your exams. Like Rogers Cup is a very well known cup which is played, which is of tennis sport. Okay, so the options are A, Nishikori, B, Djokovic, Ivan Dojic, C, Bruno Soares, D, Novak Djokovic, and E, Andy Murray. So Novak Djokovic clinched 2016 Rogers Cup. So answer is D. Then the answer is D. Novak Djokovic from the Serbia. He is from Serbia. Okay. Won the Rogers Cup 2016. So you only need to remember the two names. That is the women's section and men's section. That is Novak Djokovic from the Serbia and Simona Halep from the Romania. Okay, you don't need to remember the man doubles, women doubles and the runner-up sections. You just need to remember the name of the two. Okay, the maximum possibility came from the man section, will come from the man section. The answer will be asked from the question will be asked from the man section. Women section normally don't ask in the exam. Okay. Who is going to be the first Indian women cricketer to play in the Women Big Bash League? This is another important news from the sports as one Indian women cricketer is elected to play in the Women Big Bash League. This Big Bash League is from Australia. Okay, and Harmanpreet Kaur is the first Indian to play in the Women Big Bash League. Okay, the answer is C. Okay, this is a T20 tournament which is held in Australia. Then the Indian first team all-rounder Harmanpreet Kaur elected history by became the first player from the country to get a contract from an overseas T20 franchise. The 27-year-old is set to play in the Women Big Bash League in Australia after striking a deal with the defending champion Sydney Thunder. Which of the following has recently failed in a dope test? Okay, this is another news and this news is not so many important from the exam point of view as many players failed in the exam and the dope test from which is taken by the NADA. Okay, National Anti-Doping Agency. So recently, sprinter Dharamveer Singh. Okay, Dharamveer Singh is found a positive sample in the dope test. Okay, and Dharamveer is a person who had qualified in the 200-meter sprint in the athlete who has failed a dope test and his participation in the Rio Games has been cancelled. Okay, and he is a person who break the 200-meter record of the Milkha Singh. Milkha Singh made a 200-meter record, national record, and he is a person who break that record. Okay, so Dharamveer is a person who break that record in the national tournament, but he failed in the dope test. How many new sports will be added in the Tokyo Olympic Games 2020? As I told you, first important news is that where is the next Olympic will be held and will be going to be held, and the answer is Tokyo. Tokyo is the Japan. Japan will host the next Olympic Games 2020, and the new sports, few new sports will add there. So options are A 3, 4, 5, 6. So the news is IOC give note to addition of 5 new sports in the Olympic. 5 new sports. Okay. So 5 is the answer, and the name of the games are baseball, karate, skateboard, and climbing sports, and surfing will add in the next Olympic. Okay. Now the death section. Ahmad Zavil died recently. Who he was? There is a person known Ahmad Zavil. He is a famous person and who died recently. So he belongs to which field? A physician, chemist, writer, singer. In none of these. The news is Nobel literate Ahmad Zavil has passed away. Nobel. Okay. So he is a Nobel awardee. Nobel awardee in which field? Science and technology. Okay. Chemist. He's a chemist. So then the answer is B. Chemist. Nobel Prize winning Egyptian American chemist Ahmad Zavil as science and technology advisor to the President Barack Obama and the first US science envoy to the Middle East has passed away in the United States. He was 70-year-old. He was a member of the California Institute of Technology faculty and was the sole recipient of the Nobel Chemistry Prize in 1999. Okay, so he was a Nobel recipient in 1999 in the chemistry category. Recently famous Assami veteran Mahima Boro passed away. Which field he was belong to? Recently, an Indian famous person recently died named Mahim Boro. Okay, so he belonged to which category? A music, politics, sports, literature, and E none of these. So Assami literature, Mahim Boro passes away. The answer is D. Noted Assami literature, Mahim Boro has passed away due to the old age problem. He was 92-year-old. He was a Padma Shri and a Sahitya Academy winner. As he is a very acclaimed and known person, he got Padma Shri and Sahitya Academy Award. Okay, in the literature field. Recently famous Vietnam Vidhu Sundaram passes away. Which field he was belong to? Okay, recently famous Vietnam Vidhu Sundaram passes away. So he belonged to which field? A film, literature, politics, sports, none of these. Vietnam Vidhu Sundaram passes away and he is a film director and script writer. Veteran South Indian film director and script writer Vietnam Vidhu Sundaram has passed away in Chennai. He is born in Tiruchi and Vietnam Vidhu became part of a name after he wrote the script first for his theatre and then for the film. Okay, so he belongs to the film A. Now books. Who is the author of the book titled Harry Potter and the Cursed Child? This is a book recently launched and you need to give the name of the author. A. James Marlowe, B. Richard Flanagan, C. J.K. Rowling, D. Alan Wilsey, E. None of these. So J.K. everybody know about the Harry Potter and its author name. Okay, so J.K. Rowling is the name of the author, and she wrote this book, and it is the 8th Harry Potter story written along with the Jack Throne and Jack Tiffany. Okay. So the answer is C. J.K. Rowling. Who is the author of the recently released book, title book, R.D. Burmania, Pancha Mamros. Okay, the name of the book is R.D. Burmania's Pancha Mamros. Pancha Mamros. A. Abhilasha Singh, G. Chaitanya Padukone, C. Margaret Joseph, D. Pradyuman, C. E. None of these. Okay, the news is R.D. Burmania, Pancha Mamros, authored by the Chaitanya Padukone release. Okay, so Chaitanya Padukone is the answer. B is the answer. And the book is thrown light on the legendary musician R.D. Burman. Okay, this is a biography of the R.D. Burman, famous musician, legendary musician R.D. Burman. The book is written by the Chaitanya Padukone. Okay. Who is the author of the book Grassroots Innovation? Very famous book. Grassroots Innovation. You need to remember the author name. Grassroots Innovation. Option A. Anil K. Gupta. B. Jagrati Patnaik. C. Akhil Jalani. D. Naveen Kumar. E. Chetan Bhagat. So news is President of India received copy of book Grassroots Innovation. The President of India, Pranab Mukherjee, received a copy of book Grassroots Innovation authored by the Professor Anil Gupta of IIM Ahmedabad, who is a Vice Chairperson National Innovation Foundation. Okay. He stated that Dr. Gupta book was about story of the extraordinary man and woman who was silently contributing in the innovation movement for the economic development and the advancement of the society. Okay, so this is a book written, and this book throw light on those persons who are extraordinary in their talent and silently contributing to the nation in the field of technology and innovation. So the answer is A. Anil K. Gupta. Okay. And the name of the book is Grassroots Innovation. You can recognize the work of this book, Grassroots Innovation also. And this is all from the first week of the August, friends. I hope I covered all the sections from the last week of the August. There is not a single question that can be framed from apart from this news. That is from the national, international, trade, banking. I covered all the things and hope this will help you in your exam. And you will subscribe us at WiFiStudy.com so that we can help you in your exam. Thank you and best of luck for your exams.